So I want to welcome everyone to this month's class on uh, this one is titled GEDmatch Introduction, and we're excited to have Shell Milford, and I'll be introducing her in just a minute to you all. It's hosted and presented by the O'Doherty Clan Association, and for the last year, we've been running almost monthly Zoom meetings where we get together and do a variety of things. All of our classes are posted on our YouTube channel, and that information, I think Kathleen is going to be posting into the chat. So where you could find that information. And another bit of self promo is Kathleen's going to talk a little bit about a book on Irish genealogy that we have that you could have access to. Do you want to do that, Kathleen?
Sure. Just admitting people.
Yeah.
Carry on and I'll go and deal with that one. There's too many people coming in. I can't keep up.
Okay. I think Rosie could do them as well.
Yeah. Okay, I've posted the link, excuse me, to the book in the chat for everybody. And this is a book that Eva co-wrote with Nigel Giddy. And it's a quick reference book. It's an e-book, and it's to help you track down your Irish people. And it's an e-book, so there are loads of links in it. So you can click on there to take you to the more information that's in it. So there's something like 250 links in there to get the information that you'll need to find your family. And the book is, put the link in for you. I don't have to hand the amazon.co.uk URL for anybody that's looking for that, but if anybody wants it, I will find it. And I've got the book, and several people have got it, and it's really, really helpful. And it's Eva, when did the book come out? Was it last year?
Yeah, it was a year ago. A year ago.
It's a year ago. But for anybody looking into their Irish family history, this is really vital because it's got so much information. It helps you every step of the way. And I know Eva doesn't really like to promote herself, but I can highly recommend the book. And for anybody that's interested in it, just go onto Amazon and have a look. But yeah, and I've been using it. It's really useful. Clicking all those links gets you more information. So it's can always ask for it for a Christmas present. But yeah, so more people coming in. So yeah, but I'll try and find the Amazon link during the meeting for the UK version of it.
Thank you. And can you also post up the link to our YouTube channel in case anyone was wanting that? And that
you're asking me to multitask here.
No, I'm sorry. I think you can. We'll just continue on. I don't know why it's not switching back to the speaker. Somebody said, I'm wondering if that's going to be a better view. I just put it on speaker view, but somebody mentioned that it wasn't flipping to whoever was talking, and I don't know why.
A look at that.
Yeah, if you could, that would be great. I don't know why. Yeah. So, okay.
Right, link to YouTube's now in the chat, folks.
Wonderful. All right. So I would like to introduce Shell to everyone. And Shell, I do hope that this switches over to you. Kathleen's going to go and look. Right now, it looks like it's still showing her in the thing. So I don't know what's happening.
I think if Shell goes ahead and shares just now, that should come up, and
that should do it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna read out her little bio here so that everybody can have a little more understanding. So Shell Milford, she goes by Shell, is 53 years old, and she lives in a small village in Lincolnshire, England. Initially, her sister got her a DNA kit with living DNA, and through that, she met a match, and that then introduced her to GEDmatch and the Facebook genealogy groups. and like the rest of us, she got addicted to this hobby. Shell manages quite a few groups with ancestor projects, and I have had her. I saw a presentation she did maybe a year ago, and I'm so excited that she was willing to come and talk to us about GEDmatch. So, Shell, we'll turn the time over to you.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Great.
Yeah, come on. Okay, so this is a basic thing of how genealogy genes are passed down. So you start off with the solid colours, and by the time it reaches down to the bottom generation here, you can see that we're a complete mix. Okay, so we all have different DNA from each other, and they are siblings. We're different from them as well. So bits get skipped from generation to generation, and then obviously bits get added as well. So it's possible to be related to somebody, not actually share DNA with them because their bit's missing or your bit's missing. So if you have got somebody that you expect to be a match, that's maybe a cousin, a distant cousin, it could be a possibility that you don't actually share DNA, but don't panic. Okay, so we're going to have a look at GEDmatch and how that works. So we just log into GEDmatch, and across the top here you can see 3 tools, and also, if my screen will let me, down the right hand side here you can also see 3 tools: upload your DNA, tier 1 tools, family trees, and genealogy and GEDcoms. So basically, the first tool that we use when we log into GEDmatch is what we call one-to-many. So it can be accessed just by simply clicking on your kit number, or from going from 3 tools and then one-to-many. Okay, so the first one-to-many is, as I said, is the first tool. So you enter a kit number, which can be done by, you can enter your kit number or anybody else's. If I like people to join me to know. So I'm going to put my mum's in. And then if you're a free member of GEDmatch, you can have up to 3,000 matches, okay? And then what you want to do is increase the CM to 10 to give you a fairly close match. Obviously, the higher the CM, the closer the matches. For some reason, it's already processing, so it won't let me change it. Increase that. Come on. Results there. My computer's a little bit temperamental, so you have to bear with me at times. And then basically submit. Get this little please wait come up whilst it processes for you. As soon as that goes, you should have some matches. There we go. So as you can see, the emails are actually hidden. Okay, so basically you've got match number, which is just how they're 1 to 3,000 or 1 to 7,000 if you're a member. And then you have the kit number. And if you click on this link, it will open a new page of their one to many. So then you have the name of the kit and obviously the email address. And then recently GEDmatch added a new feature for notes. So you can add notes to your matches. So enter notes, so that's me. So I can just type that in there, save it. And then that'll be saved next time I want to have a look at it. This next one column is GEDmatch GEDcom or Wikitree. Now I've got both for GEDcom and a Wikitree. So if you click on the blue link again, opens up new pages. So the GEDmatch page will take you to their information page when it loads. Click on a GED you want to examine, that one. There you go. And then if you click on pedigree, it will bring up the pedigree tree eventually. And then same as the wiki tree. My computer's going so slow. It's not used to having so many people on video. So there's WikiTree, log in. So there you go, there's my pedigree. Up to 254 ancestors, so you can click on them individually and get more information about them. And let's have a look at the GEDmatch one hasn't loaded yet. So there we go. So click on, if you click on search, you can also access search any GEDcom from the genealogy genealogy comparison search here. So you can search GEDcoms, but to search the individual tree, just click on search. And then you've got all this information here. I'm just going to put in a certain last name. So I'm going to put in Redmond. And just leave it at that and press search. You can put as much information or as little information as you want. And then it'll bring up all the Redmonds in the family. So if you're looking for a name that's not shown in the pedigree, that's where you find it. And it's not showing pedigree. Yeah. No, it's not going to show you the GEDcom. This is. So this is the pedigree view. See, it's a little bit small, but you can zoom in. Okay, and then you can click on the senior people. And then things up there. That's my dad's side of the family. He's Yorkshire. So click on anybody to see more information. Joan Sullivan, close. And then if you want to, you can switch to the original view, which is classic, comes under classic view, which brings up this one. Okay, so you can see the pedigree there. And if you want to see some in more detail, you can click on them. It'll take you to their individual thing. So Margaret Jane Walker, married Father Henry Walker, Mother Anne Walker, and then there are children. Okay, so that's how that works. Let's close some of these off. My computer crashes. The next tool that comes up is sex. So that's the basically whether the person's male or female. Oh, what's the original page? So right, total CM is the total complete amount of CM that you actually share with somebody. And the largest of that is the largest segment is shown here. Okay, so as you can see, I'm female. And because I'm my mum's daughter, obviously, I share a lot of DNA with her. But my largest segment here is 151.8. It says generations 1, which means I'm one generation away from her, which is my parent. And the next closest match I have here is PCM, who's 3.88. So roughly 4 generations away. We have 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 of which are autismal, and then the last pair determines your sex. So men have an X and a Y, and women have 2 X's. So if you match on the X line, it tells you how much DNA you share on the X and the largest segment. Now, the next one we've got is the In Common With tool. Now, this can be also accessed under match both both match or one of 2. So if you click on that, it should open a new page. Yeah. People who match both 1 or 2 kits. So basically enter 2 kit numbers. You can drop it from the drop down menu to get your own number or anybody else's. Leave the settings as they are and then display results. And then that brings up these results. So all these shared DNA with both me and my mum. And as you can see, it tells you the amount of DNA shared total, the largest segment, and the generations. Gives you the generational difference, and then shows you whether they've got a Geno wiki tree, and then gives you the email at the end there. But you can, if you're tier 1, select all, and then take these to MKA, which I'll show you later on when I talk about ancestor projects. Okay, so that's the match both. And where that's useful is if you know somebody is on your maternal or paternal side, you can actually create a tag group. I'll show you that later with those matches, and then that will show you who matches in your results. Okay, so then it tells you the source of the DNA match. So living DNA ancestry, but migration V4M, I think, is my heritage, and it's the old way of saying it. So anything that's mitigation is the old GEDmatch numbers. So there's quite a wide variety there. Then you've got overlap. Now, this is how GEDmatch compares the DNAs from the different test companies. So if you get overlap like this, which is in red, it means it's not a very good sample that they've got to test between. There's not much of it. So that can mean the results are a little bit out of whack, basically. And then you've got age days, which tells you how many days that piece of that DNA has been uploaded to GEDmatch. And if you find one that's green, like this one, that's only been uploaded for 2 days, they're your new matches. The next columns are haplogroups. So you've got maternal haplogroup. When you upload your DNA to GEDmatch, you can add your maternal haplogroup and your Y haplogroup should you choose to. Now, maternal haplogroup is inherited by both men and women because they both have because they both have mitochondrial DNA passed on down from their mothers. But obviously, only men have Y DNA. So basically, these go back thousands of years on the men's, and not so far on the women's, but they're still a completely different inheritance pattern. So you see quite a few people have included them. So that's the first tool we come across. And then one next tool I want to show you is we've looked at match one or both. We're going to have a look at ancestor projects. So if we click on ancestor projects, that should take me to this page. And what these are is those matches. You've got 3,000 matches which are completely random from all over the world. What ancestor projects do is they condense those matches down into groups. And it could be that they all have months in common, or they all have a surname in common, or whatever. Now, there's 2 pages, segment analysis or search projects. So if you click on search projects, that brings up this list. Okay. And as you can see, there's 1,241 entries in GEDmatch projects on GEDmatch. Okay. So to narrow those down, you can do a search. Okay, so there's Doherty DNA group and Donegal DNA group, which is looking for Doherty as one of its names. So if whatever you type in will either be in the title of the group or in the description of the group. So it basically tells you what they're looking for. There's a link to the Facebook group most of the time. So you can click on this and that'll take you to a new page. So if you wanted to join that group, you can click on it to join when it loads up. And it also sometimes gives you the email of the person that runs the projects, sometimes a website. If you're interested in joining that group, if you click on join, and then it tells you any project rules that they've got, and then it asks you to answer a couple of questions. When it says related projects, it doesn't mean GEDmatch projects. So this is things like Doherty Clan Association or Ancestry, Find My Past, all those sorts of sites, Family Search. So fill in the questions and then basically tick the boxes that you want adding and click submit, and that'll add you to that project. So once you've done that, next time you log into GEDmatch and you've joined some projects, you'll see a list of projects that you're in or you administer. So let's find Doherty. There we are, administrator. Okay, let's put a GEDmatch number in. Okay, now Dot is quite a small project, so you can leave it at 7. For something like the Irish GEDmatch project with 8,000 kits, I'd recommend you turn it up to 9. And then leave the lower segment threshold as it is. If you have more than one kit in the project, increase the MRCA to 2 or 3, depending on how closely related you are to the person whose kit is in there. And when you come down, sort by kit number and press submit. And then that will bring up another set of results. Come on, there we go. Okay, so this brings up the list of results that my mum matches in the Doherty project. I scrolled out the name and the emails. Basically, that's the wrong picture. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, so basically you've got MKA, which is multi-kit analysis. That's for tier 1. And as you can see, they're already ticked, but you can tick or untick these boxes. You've got kit number. And if you click on the link, it will take you to another page where it will show you there one to many, I think it shows you on this one. Then you have the name on the kit. And then you have this one here, which is tree. I just means information. And if it's got a little picture of a tree, if you click on it, it'll take you to their DEDCOM, the same as it did earlier with the on the one-to-many results. Then this is the show. CHR is short for chromosome. So it tells you what chromosomes they're on. So I've got 8, 8, 1, 15, 15, 17, 22, 2 and 2. And then on that chromosome, it tells you where the match starts and where it ends. Now that's important because if you can identify who on that segment is that ancestor, you know that anybody that shares that segment also comes from that ancestor. Okay, so say if this segment here was my great uncle Pete, I know that everybody would be from great uncle Pete who shares that segment. Then it tells you the total length of the match. So the best one I've got here is 8.9 down the bottom there. So that's not a bad match. And then it tells you how many SNPs. Now, chromosome is made up of SNPs or SNPs. And basically, the more SNPs, the better. With CMs, the higher the CMs, the better as well. Then it's got overlap, which is that how GEDmatch compares to different kits. So I won't worry about that too much. And then you have MRCA, most recent common ancestor. Okay. So most recent common ancestor. Parents are 2, and they are MRCA 1. And that's roughly 25 years. So it's based on a 25-year between each generation. Obviously, that's not accurate because, for example, in my mum's family, there's 25 years between her and her youngest brother and her oldest brother. So obviously, 25 years is null and void in that case. So grandparents, you've got 4 of, MRCA 2. Great grandparents, you've got 8 and MRCA 3. And most of the time in ancestor projects, you're looking at between MRCA 5 and MRCA 7. So you're looking at a possibility of 254 possible matches. So it's quite hard to narrow it down, but it takes you back 175 years, roughly. You see, by the time you get down to MRCA 20, you're into the 500 years and 1 million matches cumulative. Okay. Now then, let's go back to them. So that's basically ancestor. Basically, what it means do to be an ancestor project. And there's a different way of displaying them, which is sort by segment start. So I've got exactly the same information in there when it all comes, when my page reloads. And then this time I submit it. Same test. This time it brings up a slightly different load of information. If you can see here at the end, minimize that. what it's got is got pictures of the segment. Okay, so if you see here right at the end, it shows you where the segments match on the different chromosomes. So on this one, on chromosome 2, these two are in the same place, and on this one, on chromosome 1, these two are in the same place. Now, what that can indicate is that segment is a shared ancestor. Okay, so we're going to look at some more tools. So that's what I'll do. Second start. No, sorry, I click number again. So MRCA, this is one of the tier 1 tools. So if we submit to submit to MKA, this brings up GEDmatch visualization options, and this can also be reached from doing multi-kit analysis here. Now you can add tag groups to it or put in kits manually when you come up to that page. So chromosome segments. The one I like on here is compact segment map. So if you click on that, what that does, move that out of the way. That. See, it shows you on the chromosomes. So you've got a whole load here on chromosome 15, a load here on chromosome 22. Does you highlight it over? It tells you the segment, how long that match is, and what segment numbers are. So I quite like that one. And then another one you've got. Let's close that down. There's the Falkirk and so join group, answer the questions. Tells you a little bit about it. Okay. So back to multi-kit analysis. Matrices. Best accuracy. A matrix. Counting down through the kits, so 25 and 45. What this does is shows you what you share with each person and what they share with each other as well. So my mum, Laura Cox, shares 8.7 with A33, which is Deirdre and Moses. And Deirdre shares obviously with my mum, but she shares with these people. So she shares 8.7 with mum, 10.9 with AOS. And that basically tells you that's mother and daughter, obviously, with somebody else in the group. So who's that? You can click on these numbers. And that takes you to one to match, kit so you match both again. No, it doesn't. It shows you to one to one. So there's the match on there. Okay. Visualizations. Close that off. Another really useful one is clustering. So if you download that to 7 and then cluster. Display clusters. And then sort by cluster number. What this does, each of these colour clusters represents a shared ancestor. It's quite a big messy cluster here down in chromosome 12, which has got 10 people in it. Okay, so that's a nice cluster to try and concentrate on. So it shows you who they match within the group. So you can click on it. It takes you to one-to-one autismal, which can also be accessed here, one-to-one autismal from the free tools. And you can see it tells you, it gives you the kit number, the name of the person matching, and then it tells you how many CMs they share with the base kit. So this one here shares 38.9, which is quite a high match. And then on the key, it gives you the cluster numbers, tells you how many people are in each cluster, and then tells you the average amount of DNA shared. So 12.48 plus 12. If you tick on it, it highlights all those clusters in the cluster, and then you can submit that to MKA. Again, go to matrices and best accuracy, a matrix. To form a cluster, basically the kits have got to match you and one other kit. Okay, so you can see here in that cluster who they match and how high the match is. So that's a good one there, 38 there, 29, 30 there. So that's quite a good one. And again, you can click on these and it takes you to the one-to-one autismal match. Let's see, there you go. There's the segment highlighted. So these are the SNPs, and there's the segment. 2,715 SNPs, segment threshold. Okay. So that's a little bit about MKA. Other things you can do on here on the main tools, and there's a load here you can do on here. So match one or both, like I said. One-to-one is how you compare one kit with another. So you can put any two kit numbers in there and compare them. One-to-one on X is the same, but just for the X chromosome. So we can find out if they've got a match on the X or not. No shared segments found, so there's no X match there. Match one or both we've had a look at. Tier 1 tools. Auto 2 clustering. Enter a kit number. Increase that to 500. Leave everything else the same with just best cluster. Now this again is for just your general matches. This is not from an ancestor project. So you can't share these results in an ancestor in any of the Facebook groups. Can't share you one-to-many, people who match one or both, or anything that's not to do with that, not to do with the ancestor project, basically. There's a GEDmatch privacy. Starting time. So this is going through your closest matches above the threshold of 15. And it's quite a slow process, but it's worth it. Okay. Start time. Come on. It's usually done it by now. I don't know what's going on. Let's have a look. There we go, that's better. Display clusters. There we go. So these again, like I said, are from your general matches, sort by cluster number. Let's have a look. These grey ones can fit into any matches. So if you get a lot of grey. So these are all different clusters. Best one there's got a 5 in and it's 21.4. This is not bad. So you can tick that and then take it back. Submit that to MKA. And then do again chromosome map. See if they all match up. Yep, they do, all on chromosome 15 and on 19. Another really good tool on here is MRCA from DNA matches. Random one in. What this is doing, no primary kit. Okay. If you upload your family tree to GEDmatch and create a GEDcom file, what this is doing is comparing the GEDcoms of your GEDcom against all the others that it's got on file. If I can just find the number that's actually got a GEDmatch. HQ, that one, I think. There we go. Another really good one is surnames from DNA. So what we do is put a kit number in and then leave it as CM7. Minimum numbers you can change, but it's more reliable if you leave it on a higher number. And then you can enter up to 30 surnames. So let's see. Okay, so we'll leave it at that and then press submit. Surname search. So it's matches with GEDcoms 500. That's the ones it's looked at, and it tells you how many names they found in the results. So Cahill found 14, Kavanagh 6, Connor 29, Conway. Increase the size in this for you. Okay, so it tells you there. So what we're looking for, Doherty 15, and then what we got is it tells you the names of the surnames that is found. So the first one here is Cahill, Connor, Conway, Doherty, O'Neill, Redmond, and Reed. It then gives you the kit number, the kit name of on the kit, the amount of CM shared, the email address, the GEDcom ID, individual ID, and compare GEDcoms. So if you want to compare GEDcoms, click on the CMP. This is my email, so I don't mind it being found. I'm sorry, no exact match found. Okay, so there's basic tier 1 tools. Other free tools you can use that are available for absolutely anybody is these ones here, genealogical comparisons. So you can do one GEDcom to all. Yeah, it's a GEDcom number. So when you've uploaded it, what you'll find is on your homepage is you'll have your DNA information, and then you also have your GEDcom numbers. So if you take your GEDcom number, copy that, go to genealogy comparisons, one GEDcom to all, enter your GEDcom number, and then just compare. You don't have to have your DNA uploaded to use this genealogical tools. Some of them you do, some of them you don't. But this one you don't need to. So this is free to anybody who has a GEDmatch account. It tells you it's been compared against 261,893. There we go. So Elizabeth Ellis Thompson, they found it as Toms. I've got no information. They've got James Thomas and James Toms. Mother, they've got differences there. So if you're trying to find one that Prince William, Virginia, and this Whitby, that's obviously not the same one. William Hills, Mother Mary Ann Shelley, Sarah Elson. So this goes on and on. Okay. Nobody's recent ancestors found, so I can't do that one. Let's have a look. And John Carter. That just basically gives you a rough idea of how to use that. Tier 1 MRCA. See if I get any results. So like I said, these tools are located across the top. It's recent common ancestor. Sort of waiting. So for those of you who've tested your DNA and haven't yet got a GEDmatch number, downloading your DNA is very simple. I open a new tag and then search for ancestry. So if you click on your, if you log into Ancestry, click on your account and go to account settings. And then come down to DNA on the settings side. And then you've got tests shared with you and your own test. So click on your own test. And then it says further down, DNA sharing or delete or download DNA. So you want download DNA. I understand that it's, so if you're happy with the terms and conditions, and then press continue. Send code. No. Pressure. And then it says check your inbox, and then it should send you a zip file with your DNA. That's all you have to do. Okay. Ancestry search. Let's just see how these come in. There we go, Michelle Milford. So this basically has got 2 ancestors identified. Olivia Worswick, 5 generations away from me, and Olivia Worswick, 3 generations away from Mavis Dern. If you click on path, it shows you that Olivia Worswick was born Bolton, Bowland, Yorkshire, and I've got Oldham, And siblings, Elizabeth Ann Bodie, John Robert Bodie. And then private, and I've got my gran, and then my dad, and then me. So that's the pathway to that. Okay, so that's another tool. That's MRCA search. Let's go back to that. So these ones are all found here, genealogy comparisons and searches. And like I said, you don't have to have your DNA uploaded to use some of them, like search GEDcoms. So we can put in male or female, male, suffix none, last name, we'll put in Redmond, birthplace, island, father or mother. We're not going to bother with those. We're just going to press search. So I've got no matches there. So we take out the details. And now I've got searching my family tree again for some reason. So, and then same, upload your GEDcom is on the family trees. If we go back to home, you can see on the right hand side all the menus again. So that's some of the tools. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and ask any questions. Stop share. There we go.
Shell, you're still sharing.
I can't, have
You're
I?
not now. You're all
I'm
right
not
now.
Yeah.
That's back. Okay, anybody got any questions?
There was just one Marjorie had where she posted wondering on the free tools, the 1-to-1 X, was there a 1-to-1 for the Y chromosome?
No, there isn't, not at the moment. People only put there doesn't it doesn't actually individually test Y chromosomes. There's no testing for it at all or matching. So just add your haplogroups, that's all.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Shell, someone's asking the best projects for Canadians to join.
The who?
Canadians.
Search the projects. I don't really know the best projects for Canadians, but I'm sure there will be some.
Yeah.
If you use the
Shell,
yeah.
Shell, what GEDmatch groups do you administer?
What GEDmatch groups do I administer? I run a lot.
Yeah.
Irish GEDmatch, Doherty, Connor, Kelly, Morrison, Toomey, Laura Crofts. I mean, anybody can set up an ancestor project. All you need is 50 kits. So I run about. When you see on my list, you'll see that when I was the one, some of them have got member and some of them have got administrator.
Yeah.
So I administer a lot.
Yeah, I run an ancestor project for a small group.
Yeah.
And it's the South Inishowen Family History Group.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've just got like 400 members.
Yeah.
But it's really useful because of the nature of South Inishowen.
Yeah.
And the endogamy in that area.
Yeah.
Actually, most of these 400 people are related to each other, but we don't know how. Like Eva and I.
Yeah.
But the Ancestor Project, in some ways, has been really useful for that. So we have managed to figure out some connections Other ones, they make no sense
Yeah,
because the DNA is high, but then the connections are going to be different. Or
yeah,
there's going to be more than one connection. And that's working with a very small group. But
yeah,
yeah, we've been running that now since COVID, I think. So, but it's deliberately kept small
yeah.
and confined to that area because I think it's more useful for us. But I'm
So
also a member of several of the other ones you mentioned.
yeah, some of the largest one I have is the Irish GEDmatch project, and there
Yep,
are over 8,000 kits in that.
I'm sure I'm in that one.
And some of them are smallest. The smallest one's got 25 kits.
So is the
So
easiest way for people who are then looking for a project that they'd like to join is just do the search
do the
for the
search,
surname or the area or
yeah, yeah. Use the search. Any surnames, keywords, basically, and it's not. It's locations. It's names. It's villages. It's anything. You know, It's even Mayflower groups for Mayflower.
okay.
So
And somebody's asked a similar question. Do you recommend joining projects for family names? So Heidi has Connor O'Connor and her
yeah,
family. Should she join that group that you mentioned?
yes, yes. Anybody it narrows it basically when you've got your 3,000 results. They're from anywhere with any surnames, any connection. The Ancestor Project condenses it down. You might
Yeah,
not find a Connor match, but you've got a higher statistical chance of finding one in that group. So that's basically
yeah,
not guaranteed. Just because there is a surname project doesn't mean you're guaranteed to find that surname. Because as we saw on the MRCA chart, there's two by the time you get to MRCA 7, you've got 2,000 odd relatives to look from. So
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's like, just having that name doesn't guarantee.
Okay, thank you. And also, Jackie's asking, do I have to build a wiki tree or upload it from Ancestry?
Right, you can upload your tree from Ancestry. That's very easy to do as well. If you go onto tree settings, I should have shown you that actually. Let me go back onto share screen
Okay,
and I'll show you how to download your family tree. Okay, share screen. So if we go back to Ancestry, Ancestry, Ancestry UK, there we go, family history. Okay, so okay, so basically when you logged in, you go onto trees, scroll down till you find create and manage. And then on create and manage, it brings you a list of the trees that you manage. So click on under tools, click on tree settings. And then when you're on that side, scroll down again. It says create or manage your tree, export your family tree as a GEDcom file to your computer. Export tree, export. And then it will say generating GEDcom file. When it's ready, it comes up with download your GEDcom file. And all you do is download it. Should get a little download symbol come up when it starts. Let's have a look. Yeah, come on. There we go. Downloaded it twice. I don't need it twice. So there my tree is downloaded. And then if you go to GEDmatch, it says on the top, along the top here, family trees. And it says upload GEDcom fast. Click on that. And it takes you to the GEDcom file. And then all you do is give the file a name. So I'm going to call mine To Me or Milford. There we go. I'm going to attach it to my DNA. It asks you if all four grandparents are born in the same place, otherwise leave this blank, or my parents were born in different places. Now it says, do you agree to the following? This is true for every person you're uploading. That you believe the person's identity is your authority to show their presentation and believe the person to be not alive. Well, GEDmatch automatically privatizes people, so you don't have to privatize beforehand. So just click yes. and then go to upload, choose file. And it should be in downloads. Yeah, there's my zip file. Then open. And then upload. Ah, no, you've got to unzip it. I didn't realise that. So when you've downloaded your file, if you open your file folder and then click on downloads, unzip. Extract all, come on. Extract all, there we go. Yeah, extract. Now then go back to GEDmatch. Choose file. There we go. Open. There we go, upload. There we go. There we go. Boom. So it starts uploading it. There we go. You've got 691 people on there. Evaluating, telling you all the faults. And it gives you your GEDcom has been uploaded and has been assigned the number 2669657. So that's now your GEDcom number. So I can take that, copy, go to the genealogical comparisons file, one GEDcom to all, put that in, and compare. Oh, look at that. Helen Cahill, Helen Hill. So
yeah,
that works. There you go.
so that's showing that those people are in other trees.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to see the how to search the GEDmatch projects again?
Sure.
Someone does have a question about that one.
Yeah.
Jackie's saying there are no projects or ancestor projects on the surname O'Toole. And do you have any suggestions? She started a Facebook group to try to get members, but doesn't think she has enough to make a project.
Right. The minimum amount you need is 25. That's the, they say 50 on their page, but you need 25 numbers to start it.
Okay.
Just if she wants to advertise it in any of the groups that I run, drop me a message on Facebook, and then I can advertise.
Thank you, Shell. That's appreciated. And also somebody, Christine's asking about the paid and free version of GEDmatch. Am I right in thinking that you can pay for the tier 2?
Tier 1.
Monthly?
Yes, you can.
You can pay that monthly, but the main one is free.
The GEDmatch is completely free. All the genealogy is completely free. Tier 1 is roughly about $15 if you get it for 1 month. If you sign up for a year for GEDmatch and pay monthly, it comes down to £10 a month, $10 a month. So you're best off signing up for monthly for a year, but as soon as you finish using it, it's quitting. So you can cancel after any length of time. So you can sign up for 2 months and pay £20.
And what are the advantages of signing up for tier 1?
The advantages are you've got a whole load more tools. You've got clustering, you've got all the MKA tools. So you've got auto clustering, auto segment, or key matching, which is the same as one-to-many but much more accurate. You've got the surnames from DNA, which I showed you. You've got the MRCA search from which I showed you. It's basically just it's just a lot more in depth, a lot more accurate. And GEDmatch are bringing out a new tool on the 30th of this month that should do clusters, but tell you which side of the family they're on.
Oh, wow.
So that should be very
That's
interesting.
useful. Yep. And Marjorie's asking, should we upload our tree from Ancestry or the Ancestry DNA first?
But you can do either. It doesn't matter which way you do it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier
Lots
to
of people are
upload
saying
the
thank
DNA.
you.
It's obviously easier to upload your DNA, and then you can assign. Then it'll be there in the
And
drop
then
down.
it's, yeah.
Attach it. But
Okay.
you can attach it after you've uploaded it. After you can, if you upload your feed first, you can attach your DNA later.
Okay. So lots of people saying thank you for a great presentation. Thanks for answering the questions. Haven't seen any more questions in the chat. If anybody's got anything, stick your hand up or write something in the chat. Although there's so many people on here, I can not see if anybody's got a hand up.
We had a great turnout. It's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, somebody's asking about, Shirley's asking about, what about double related and endogamy trees and pedigree collapse?
Well, we do have other presentations we've done that show up on our YouTube channel that talk about
Yep.
pedigree collapse and endogamy a bit too. But Shell, do you want to talk a little bit about that, or that's not really our part of our topic today? But
I think Shell's frozen.
is she frozen?
I think so. I think she's vanished.
We might have. Did we lose her?
But yeah, please check out our YouTube channel to see what other classes we've been running. And if you sign up either to the Facebook group, the Clan Association Facebook group, or if you sign up to our newsletter, you'll get information about that. So you're going to ask me for the links for those, aren't you?
Well, I'm
Eva?
doing the YouTube right now. Oh, Rosie's got that.
I'll get the Clan Association.
The AdoreAssociation.org.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Facebook group.
and the AdoreAssociation.org, there's a link right in the main part of the page to sign up for the newsletter.
Yeah. I'll share the Facebook group.
And I know, Carol, you mentioned a little problem about the hearing and that. You can go back, and I'm planning on actually re-watching this presentation because Shell went through it very quickly, which was great. She covered a lot of material, but I'm going to want to take it a bit slower and look and go on to my GEDmatch account and follow along what she did, doing it under my own GEDmatch. So. Well, and I was gonna, I'll answer Heidi here.
Okay, you go.
The Odori Association was sponsoring this class, so it was generally advertised, particularly since Shell had administered so many ancestor groups. We advertised it on many different Facebook groups. So we're, we're obviously particularly our ancestor group or our surname, but we're also offering things that have to do with Irish genealogy and particularly our family name, but a lot of these topics cross whatever your surname is. So
you don't have to be a Doherty.
No.
Mark's asking how far back in time and how many generations Will GEDmatch take you back? He was born 1973 and he can find matches going back to his 4th great-grandparents, dating back to the 1700s.
I think it just depends on the data that's available, you know, from the different trees, different links that you have within GEDmatch. And the more people that are involved in GEDmatch, then I think the bigger the database will be for us to compare to. So the problem you do find with Irish genealogy is finding proofs back into the 1700s. Some families are lucky enough to find those proofs, then others of us don't have any available proofs of what our family connection is. So the DNA and things like GEDmatch help us to find, like Kathleen said earlier, she and I know we're related through the DNA studies, but we haven't been able to find through our family tree research exactly how that is. So, and Carol, we did link the YouTube channel up in the chat a
I'll
little
stick it in
farther up.
again.
Yeah, she can put
I'll
that
put it
on
in
there
again
again.
now.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think.
I'm back.
Oh, good, good, good.
Oh, there you are.
We were just answering some generic questions. One person said that he can document his connections back into the 1700s,
Yeah.
maybe earlier. And I just said to him, by way of answering, you may have a little more to add, but that it depends really on what the other people that are using GEDmatch are able to do on their own trees,
Yeah.
what you might be able to find there.
The default for ancestor projects is actually 7 cm. Okay, and that takes you back to about MRCA 8. And you can lower the CM down to 3, but the lower you have the CM, the more chances you have of having false matches. So if you do run your ancestor project or matches below 3, it's a good idea to then do a 1-to-1 on each match to find out if you are actually a match or whether it's a false match. There's also a common pile-up area for Irish people, which is the first part of chromosome 15. So if you get a lot of matches on chromosome 15 all in a row, looking as though they're matching ancestor, it's highly likely that you found the pile-up zone. So everybody from Ireland has inherited that. Well, most people from Ireland have inherited that bit of DNA. So it's a common pile-up area.
Yeah. Let's see.
Another part of the problem is if you're researching Irish ancestry, the records are non-existent or scarce. But for instance, I'm in Scotland. You can maybe tell by the accent. The Scottish records are brilliant. So you can actually go back much further in your tree if your ancestors are from Scotland. But when it comes to Ireland, there's a lot of dependency on DNA to try and make connections because records just aren't there.
That's where I would recommend Eva's book, because it shows you all the different websites to actually search on to go back as far as you can, such as the Tithe land records and stuff like that. So they're all highlighted and linked to those different places to search out
I'll stick
the rare sites.
Link back in again.
So, and Shell, when you said, did you say pile up?
Area, yeah, common pile-up area.
Pile up. So not that it's some people interpreted thinking you were saying that was an area of Ireland, but you were saying like they're sort of
all the DNA all matches in that area.
Yeah. So not that it's a geographic area, but it's
it's a genetic pile-up area.
Yeah. Well, is there any more questions? We really appreciate
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, Bob.
Yeah. I last uploaded my GEDcom in 2015.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago. And is there a difference between what I uploaded then and what's available now, or do I have to re-upload?
Re-upload, basically. You can delete your old GEDcom and upload your new one. The only problem is it won't accept if you've got over 10,000 matches, people. It won't go. You can't upload it. So it's got to be under 10,000. or you'll have to split your tree.
Well, I
But
had a very
recommend
basic,
upload.
very basic tree I uploaded as a test back in 2015. And so I'm keeping it basic because, as Eva pointed out, I'm trying to locate where exactly in Ireland my Doherty family originated
Comes from.
from. And I've
Yeah.
gotten a lot of hints, and I've kind of ignored the GEDmatch approach, but I figured it's another tool. Maybe I should, refresh and look
What
at.
I would, look at it differently. What I'd
Yeah.
recommend is look at the area projects. There's nearly every area has got an ancestor project. So if you're looking for a particular county or such as County Cork, for example, if you think your relatives are from there, you can join that individual project and see if you match a lot of people in that area. So
well,
yes, I would upload a new tree. I would recommend everybody to upload their tree. The more trees we have, the more results you'll find.
yeah, for the GEDmatch effort, what I was doing was just focusing on just the Dohertys, because otherwise I could be all over Ireland with all my other relatives.
Yeah. Are you in the Doherty project?
Pardon me?
Are you in the Doherty project?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Have you had much luck with it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was an admin for the Doherty surname project, and
Right.
I've been doing a lot, but I took a break, when I had bypass surgery and then cancer treatment,
God
and
bless you.
now
Yeah,
I'm healthy again, so I want to pick up where I left off.
yeah. So another thing you could do is start your own project for your matches and narrow it down from that.
Yeah.
You can actually start projects for your own individual matches.
I'm
And
going
find out
through a
which
lot
one's
of
got
old
priority.
notes and trying to, connect dots and
Yeah,
catch up with the latest developments in ancestry and
yeah,
family tree DNA and now GEDmatch.
yeah. I'd recommend signing up to tier 1, even if it's only for a month, so you can make tag groups and stuff like that, because that is really useful. So I didn't show you how to make a tag group, did I? So if I go back onto share screen.
Well, thank you very much. It
Okay,
inspired me to go further.
thank you. Okay, let's have a look. Right, so log into GEDmatch. Great, my computer's freezing.
But you're not frozen this time.
Aren't I? There we go, GEDmatch. So go to the ancestor project. Find the one you want. So we're looking for Doherty. There we go. And then we can put my mum in again. Doesn't matter how you sort it. So you can either do kit number or segment start email name. Depends on the actual Facebook page how you sort it. So got 374 Dohertys in the group. And then submit to MKA. And then you want tag groups, which is here. And basically pick a colour. Let's go for that one there. And then put in Doherty. And then basically add tag groups with kits. So number of kits 45. And then next time, go back to home. And then when we go to tier 1 tools, we can go to MKA multi-kit analysis. And then tag group selection. And we can do Doherty. And then we can do clustering. And then display clusters. Sort by kit number, cluster number. There we go. So hopefully this big one here I'm hoping for is going to be Dante's. That's the biggest cluster in the group. But you can also, if you do view one to many, so free tools one to many, and I'm going to do me this time. I'm going to do 10 cm. I'm going to do 3000. I'm going to take the Shirley green up there. I'm going to run them along and take a 2, match one or both. And then I'm going to run this. And then submit, select all. Come on, there we go. Come on. There we go, and then submit that to MKA. Now, Shirley Greenlop is my second cousin twice removed, once removed even. So I'm going to make a tag group for her, and I'll show you how it works on. So I'm going to do Shirley Greenlop. I'm going to set colour to something I haven't got, which is yellow. There we go. And this time, when I run my one to many, I'm going to set it up exactly the same, but I'm going to put in here all tag groups and then submit. And this time what you'll find is that the colours are for different tag groups. So Shirley Greenlop is the yellow one. So anybody who matches both me and Shirley is now shown in this yellow colour. So I can go through my matches and see which tag groups people belong to. I'm not getting many colours showing up, but you get the idea. That's basically how you use tag groups. And I'm not finding any matches.
So, Shell, Jackie had a question that she has a very big tree on Ancestry and wanted to know how she could split it up to just take out one line so that she could have a smaller tree.
Okay, GEDcom files can't be opened on your computer unless you actually have a program that opens them, such as Family Tree, like the Family Tree Legacy or something like that. Now, MyHeritage do a free Family Tree program called Family Tree Builder, I think it's called. And if you download that, and then what you do is you follow the instructions and you can export your tree, but you can divide it so it only takes one branch, effectively splitting your tree into parts. So if you go to MyHeritage, download Family Tree Builder, type in how to split your family tree in the MyHeritage support page, and it'll talk you through it step by step, and it'll tell you how to split your tree. And that's completely free. Okay.
Yeah. And I use Legacy Family Tree, and it's free now to use. They used to have a deluxe version that cost money, but it's all free now. So you can make GEDcoms out of any portion of your tree that
on that as well, can you?
Yeah, yeah. You
Put the
just
link
choose
to Family Tree Builder in the chat, folks.
Yeah. And could you find the one for Legacy Family Tree too, Kathleen? But the thing about that is you can choose any person on your tree and then make a GEDcom out of whatever you want the search to be on that. It can be their descendants and their descendants and their ancestors, their you know, whatever level
Yeah.
you want to. So
What was
I've
what
actually
was
split
the
my-
one you said you used?
legacy family tree.
Thank you.
And the other one, the other free one is My Heritage Family Tree Builder.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'll put the legacy family tree one on now.
All right, that sounds great. And if you want to know how you can save the chat, there's usually on the chat itself for you, there's usually 3 dots and it says save chat on that, and you can save it to a file on your computer if you're wanting to see these links that we put up. So our next month's class is going to be Will Doherty, one of our board members, is talking about how he found connections to his American, I think even Revolutionary War level Doherty's through a place name and investigating the land records around that place name, and so that's kind of an interesting alternate way to find records that prove your family history. Then in December, we are going to have our second annual holiday hangout. And what we did last year was we had everybody sort of introduce themselves, and we're going to have an edition this year of attempting to do a virtual pub quiz. But the
Oh,
drinks you have to bring on your own.
Yeah.
We're not providing the drinks, so come for that. And January, we haven't set the date yet for the January one, but we're going to have a local historian from Inishowen who currently is doing podcasts on Inishowen heritage, archaeology, medieval buildings, and stories about that. So Niall McGrory is his name. He's going to come and do a presentation for us in January. So that's how far out we have the schedule listed. At some point, we're talking about doing a beginning Irish genealogy class again, because that's been requested again today, but we haven't set that up. So, and as I said, you're welcome to join our YouTube channel, even if you're not Doherty's, and you might find the classes that we're doing to be useful to you as we're putting them up. So I'm very grateful, Shell, for all the information you gave. I can't wait to go back and review the video. So
if anybody does have any questions after watching it again, message me on Facebook and I'll answer them. If you want any help at all, just message me on Facebook. Okay, I'm in the UK, so my time zone is different, but I'm happy to help anybody with any problems.
Shell, do you want me to post your Facebook profile in here?
Yeah.
I'll do that now. There we
Eva,
go.
Yes.
you were talking about future episodes for
Yes.
this. My daughter was over last week and we were talking about DNA. She said, well, have you tried AI? I said, well, what do you mean AI? And she brought up a ton of family information on my family that I had been trying to find that I never found, and now I have it. And you know, that may be an area to
yeah, AI is very interesting, and there's a lot of controversy about it right now, but I think it can be useful to find some obscure information. Again, just the genealogist in me says you need to verify that, because AI just goes out there and searches everything, whether or not it's true or not.
right.
So,
And there are challenges, especially like when you say, well, I'm looking for James Doherty who died in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. And
That's
you don't know
one
how
command.
Wauwatosa is going to come out in a verbal search like that. But
yeah,
you just talk to this application and it did you mean this? Did you mean that? And it's
yeah,
like,
and it refines it.
whoa,
Yeah,
getting my
I
old
know.
head around this new technology is a challenge, but that might be an interesting topic.
I've used that, Robert, with some degree of success, but the trick is to make sure you can verify what AI is telling you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it can be useful. I've done it on a few occasions, and also I've used it to transcribe gravestones. When I could be
Well,
careful to
it,
say
it
it.
leads you to something that you need to verify. You know, you
Absolutely.
have to check it
Yeah.
Yeah.
out. You can't, they admit you know, it's what they can find online, and, you know, like their brick wall is if something hasn't been digitized yet, you know,
They
like
won't find it.
I always like to go back to the handwritten church records and things like that.
Yeah.
And you find that the spelling, like my great great grandparents' death certificate, I'm not marriage certificate rather. First time I saw it was typed. I said, wait a minute, they got married in 1838. They didn't have typewriters then, you know.
Yeah.
And my great 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 grandmother was down as Isabella Fruel when it should have been Isabella Friel,
Yeah.
Really, Robert,
Frul instead of
I've got an
Friel.
ancestor who was a Friel, and
Yeah.
I found her transcribed as fried.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's all sorts of
well,
things.
even the
Yeah.
Doherty name, there's 149 variations, right?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Margaret Friel was transcribed as Peggy Fried.
Yeah.
Peggy Price?
Fried.
Fried.
Fried, like fried
The
fish,
fried
Oh,
chicken.
fried.
fried chicken, fried. Yeah.
Yeah. Peggy Fried.
Yeah. Oh, well, I appreciate chatting with all of you, and I think we should call the meeting because we've kept Shell in here for an hour and a half now, which is great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Shell.
My pleasure.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Appreciate
Thank,
it.
thank you very much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank
Thanks,
you.
Shell, for all your support
right.
as well. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.